Hey guys, it's Division Coding here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Before we begin, there's a few things I want to say. So first of all, you guys really showed a lot of support in the last video, and I really do appreciate it. All of the comments and questions and all that stuff. It was really nice to view all that stuff. So keep killing it with support. Second of all, recently I've been working on a new plugin. Called it's like an ultimate kit PvP plugin sort of thing, and I have some footage of it, and when I finish it, I'm probably gonna record the rest of it. Let me guys know if you want to see a speed code of how I a speed code of how I do it, and then upload that to my channel. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Third, I'm kind of sick, so I apologize if you guys can sort of hear it in my voice and I sniffle a little bit. I'm going to try to keep, try not to, but it's it's annoying for me and annoying for you guys, so I'm sorry about that. Lastly, my server, Nightshade PvP, we're going to be releasing our HCF very soon, probably a few weeks from now, maybe first week of July. It's going to be UHC factions probably. You can follow us on Twitter for more, and yeah, if you guys want to play, it's truly appreciated. Yeah, it'll be really fun. It'll just UHC factions, hardcore factions. It's 1.8, 1.7, and hopefully 1.9, 1.9 plus. So yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna be going, we're gonna be learning how to do more advanced command handling. I'm just gonna call this episode episode 3. My bad. This window. Go of course. Add our dependencies. So we're gonna modules. New drawers or directories. I have it stored on my desktop right now. I'm just gonna do, where is it? Servers, HC1 and Spigot. Okay, apply. Okay. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. Me dot vision coding dot commands, and then I'm just gonna call it commands. But I'm gonna show you guys how you can use separate classes and just more advanced command handling with arguments and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna do. We're gonna have a core class. It's gonna obviously extend Java plugin because you have to have that in all your plugins. And then I'm gonna make a few methods here. Obviously, we're gonna add our void on enable. Obviously, you're gonna have that, and then override public void on disable. And okay, first we're gonna want to do private static core instance. Sorry, I can't type. Alright, and if you're on IntelliJ, there's a really nice thing you can do. Just do alt insert, and then go ahead and do getter, and then okay, and it'll automatically make the public static get instance method for you. So obviously in the on enable instance equals this, and then you can do a startup message if you want, and then in your on enable do instance equals null. And you don't have to do the instance equals null on disable. I just find it useful just to prevent problems like leakages, because if you're making a really big plugin like my HDF plugin or my UHC plugin, it's useful just to make sure there's no problems. It's just good practice. Okay, so now what you're going to do, I'm going to just make another method, do private void register commands, and this is where you're going to register, or we'll actually write a comment here, register commands here. First thing you're going to want to do is I'm just going to make a new class. I guess I'm going to make a new package actually. Commands, player, I'll do player commands, and then make a new class, and we'll just do I guess we'll make a what should we do? I'll make a broadcast command. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of complicated, so just watch what I do, and I'll try my best to explain it, and I'll show you how everything works. So first thing I'm gonna do is implements command executor. So this is just kind of like the listener, but it's command executor. And then if you're on IntelliJ, again, I'm sure there's ways to do this in Eclipse, but you're gonna do Alt L, or no, Control I, and then okay. And you can find this kind of Control I is what you want to do. So probably find this kind of similar to my first or second video, whatever it was. Probably find it kind of similar. It's the same method. It's your on command, command sender, command. So we're going to change a few things. Change that to sender CMD string. We should call it label. That's what it used to be. And then string array, call that args. So basically, what that is this is the code that's going to be run when a command is sent. And first we're going to write our command code, and then I'm going to show you how to register it and how all that works. So first thing we're going to do is we're gonna do if sender instance of player. Make sure you want to check if this sender is a player, and else we'll just do sender dot send message chat color dot red. Only players can run this command. Return false. And I think I explained this in a previous episode. First import from org.bukkit and import player. So I think I explained this in another video, but basically what you're gonna do is this is it checks if it's a player, because command sender extends that, which extends that, and blah blah blah. So that obviously means that it's just checking if it's a player. Like, it's just basically checking if it's a player that ran the command. And if it's not, it's gonna say only players can run the command and stop the code right there with the return false. But if it is a player, then we're gonna make our player declaration. Player p equals cast player to sender. And now we're gonna get into how we actually do it. So here's what I'm thinking the command's gonna look like. /bc or /broadcast, and then message. And so an example would be /bc hi, or subscribe to vision coding on YouTube. And we have to loop. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to loop through all of these commands and append them, we're going to loop through all these arguments and append it to one long string, and then broadcast that. But first we have to make sure that we have to do a couple checks. So if args.length is equal to 0, so if this is just if they did /broadcast, remember we're going to send them a message saying check color.red plus use the command like this /broadcast and then message, and then stop the code right there because they did it wrong. Alright, and if they did it, so then now we're gonna do something where I might get this wrong on the first try. I'm gonna try my best not to. So string builder SB equals new string builder, and what this is string builder is just like just a way you can just add strings together without doing it easier. Then you don't have to really worry too much about it, but just follow what I do. So you're gonna do for int I equals 0, I is less than args.length I plus plus. Then you're gonna do sb.append args at I, and then append a space. So this is gonna loop through, and it's gonna add all of the arguments to one string, and then it's going to make it into one long string. And then the way you get that string is we're going to do string message equals sb.toString, and that's basically going to just, I know it's kind of hard to follow, but I'm going to try my best to explain. So what it's going to do, it's going to loop, it's going to have an integer I when it begins, and then it's going to check every time it loops if that argument I is less than args.length. So args.length would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be 5, right? If I is less than args.length, it's gonna add 1 to I, and then it'll append to that message argument number I, which would be incrementing every time it loops, and then it appends a space, so make sure there's another space. Okay, I'm sorry, that was probably kind of hard to explain. I tried my best to explain. you could probably look it up how to string builder, and you can obviously leave comments down below, and I'll try to explain my best. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do for um, player bucket dot get online players, which is a collection of players, so you can loop through it with object player. And you're just gonna do player dot send message check color dot. I'm just gonna do purple for now, or dark purple plus broadcast, and then we're gonna do space, and then do plus check color dot green. You can do whatever you want, plus message, and that'll just basically, you know, broadcast to every player that was the broadcast. And then I'm just gonna do return true. So that worked. So next thing we're gonna do, and you can remove this now because you return at every possible place. So next thing you want to do is you're gonna go into your core class, and you're gonna go in your register commands method and do get command, and then bc dot set executor new broadcast command. And there you go. That's pretty much it. But next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to do one more thing. I think I have enough time. So player commands, add and make a new class. We'll call this I don't really know. We'll just call this message command. This is gonna be. I'm just gonna be showing you guys how another implementation of the arguments here. So implement command executor again. Control I, if you're on IntelliJ, which I totally recommend doing. I used to use Eclipse, and I switched over to IntelliJ, and my mouse just died. So 1 second. But. So yeah, please also leave comments down below what you think of the series. That really helps, and I can explain. And it just really helps if I could explain more, or like what I need to add to make the series better. So command sender, change that to sender. Of course, you don't have to do this stuff. Just makes it way easier. String s label string array of arguments. Okay, so now what we're gonna be doing is the command is gonna be like this. So this player is gonna be like slash. I don't know, checker, I don't really know, and then it'll take a name, an int, actually, alright, here, you know what we'll do slash set stats. It takes the name of the player, kills, deaths, and yeah, okay. So obviously we're not going to actually be saving any player stats. It's just going to be sending you a message back of basically everything, but it'll teach you how to use arguments. So the first thing we're going to do is if args.length is not equal to 3, then p.send message. Sorry, my bad. First you're going to check if sender is instance of player, and then else you can say your message. I'm just going to return false because I know the console's not going to be sending a message. But then you're going to do player p equals cast player to sender. Sorry, there you go. So if args.length is not equal to 3, you're going to send a message saying use the command like this slash set stats name kills, and then finally deaths. Where's our synapses, like sending you messages. Okay. Import class, make sure import from Bukkit, and then return false. So if you're not aware of how arrays work in most programming languages, they start at 0. So if I had a bunch of things in an array, let's say I had a string, like I had an array of strings, and it was like the string array was like bananas, I don't think I spelled that right, apples and grapes. If I wanted to get bananas, it'd be number 0 in the array, and if I wanted to get apples, it'd be 1, grapes would be 2. So that's the same thing with arguments. So let's say I wanted to get this name, the name would be arg0, and then kills would be args1, and deaths would be args2, and so forth and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a few checks. So first we're gonna do string name, int kills and int deaths. Excuse me. And okay, so now we have that. We're gonna instantiate those later. But the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna set name to be args0 because we already know that the name is gonna be that. But we have to check if kills and deaths when they supply are integers. So there's an easy way to do that. I'm gonna make a method right here, just make it simpler. So just do private void or private boolean is int. And it's gonna take a string and a string. So we're gonna do try cat, and I'll explain this in a second. So exception e turn false and integer dot parse int string return true. Okay, so what this is gonna do is it's gonna use the integer parse int method, which is pretty complicated. It's gonna so it's complicated, but it's gonna try to do that. And if there's a problem doing that, if it can't be turned into an integer, it's gonna go into this catch statement, which will throw us exception e, and then you're just gonna return false to say no, it's not an integer, and true. And if it works, it'll just go on to the next statement, so it'll be return true, and if it's true. So first thing we're gonna do is if is int kills I'm sorry, args1, sorry, and then do the same thing if is int args2. Okay, so now we have it set up. So if we're actually just gonna do exclamation mark, so that'll say if it's not an integer, So if it's not, then we're gonna do p dot send message chat color dot red plus, and actually we'll just actually no, that is not a number. The command like this, and there you go. And we'll just copy this line, and there we go. And now we have to actually set it. So kills equals integer dot parse int args at 1, and deaths equals integer dot parse int at args 2. Okay, so now we're just gonna do p dot send message chat color dot green plus sorry, chat color, and then we're gonna do plus name. So yeah, names stats are plus kills and deaths, and then just return true. And now we're not gonna need that. And yeah, so let's reiterate what this is doing. If it's gonna check if the name, and a string obviously can be a number, like here, well, string equals 5, 54, whatever. That can be a string, so that's why it's fine. You don't really have to do anything here. A string can be anything, so a string, you know, we're automatically saying that that's going to be the first argument because we always know it will be the first argument. Kills, we're just going to check if kills is an integer, and if it's not, then we're going to return false and say, oh, actually we have to return false. I forgot about that. Return false right there. Make sure it stops. Okay. So yeah, then we're going to return false there, say nope, it's not going to work. And then if it is an integer again, then we're just going to make sure everything is working. If the kills and deaths are correct, then it's going to work. And then once we get to the bottom part, it's going to send a message saying block 601 stats are 5 kills and 10 deaths. And now we're just going to go ahead and register our command again. And I apologize, the video is getting kind of long, but it's really important that you guys learn how to do this because it's very useful. So now in the onEnable, we're just going to do register commands. And that's pretty much it. Now we're going to go back into our src folder, add a file, plugin.yml. Obviously we have to do that. Name, episode 3, version 1.0, main, me.visioncoding.commands.core, commands, broadcast, description, broadcast a message, and then also we're gonna set an alias for that. We're just gonna do bcast, and bc. And then we're gonna do message or set stats. My bad. Description set a player's stats. And then let's also do a description for the whole plugin. Advanced command management tutorial. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's make our artifact. New jar for modules dependencies. Okay. Have it just automatically go out to my desktop and into our testing server. These are plugins. Okay, and then remove that because that'll get you in trouble. Apply. Okay. Build artifacts. Build. And I'll see you guys in the game. Alright guys, so I exported the plugin. It's in our plugins folder, and I'm going to go ahead and start up the server. And let's see if we see any errors or anything. I don't think there will be. That was just a problem with the other thing. Episode 3 V1 has been enabled. Let's join our server. And okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our broadcast command. So we're going to do automatically BC, and that works in broadcast message. So let's do BC, subscribe to me on YouTube. And that worked perfectly. So that worked, and obviously you'll get the same result if you do it with /broadcast or /bcast. Yep, worked. Okay, so now we're gonna do /set stats, and then it's gonna ask you for name, kills, and deaths. So set stats, block 601, 100, and then we're just gonna do X. And that's not a number. Perfect. That worked perfectly. Let's try it the other way around. X100. Again, didn't work. That's perfect. And I think 6. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna do 100, 100, and there we go. It worked perfectly. Block 61 stats are 100 kills and 100 deaths. So that worked perfectly, and I'll be uploading all the code to GitHub or Pastebin or whatever I decide to use. But that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. Make sure you continue with the support. I know this was a long video, but everything I did was pretty important, and it got you some good experience with how to make methods and use some of Java's built-in things. And that's still from last episode. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.